Minister.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. And to begin with, I believe that the member for Rossendale Darwen has not yet been paid tribute for his fantastic maiden speech, and apologise if I didn't notice it. But I just want to put on the record just what a wonderful speech he gave a while ago, particularly his strength towards working towards the North. I hope perhaps we have seen a future Minister for the North in the member for Rossendale and Darwen, and his very personal story and work that he plans to do campaigning for those who've suffered child loss.
Hear, hear. Hear, hear. Hear.
I'd like to start by thanking my constituents for returning me as the newly reformed Runnymede and Weybridge constituency. And afterwards, several people have asked me, well, Ben, you've been a backbencher in the party government, now you're a backbencher in the party opposition. What's going to change for you in terms of the job? And I said, well, actually, in terms of the main job, not that much. Because I'm here to support the government to succeed. I want the government to succeed. We all need the government to succeed. I don't want the Labour Party in power, but I want them to succeed. I'm here to hold the government to account and to work with it, to make sure things go well. And my mission continues to keep Runnymede and Weybridge moving, something that my constituents, I'm sure, will be sick of hearing during my re-election campaign, and I look forward to continuing to deliver for people locally. And I'm proud to represent the Runnymede and Weybridge constituency, and one of the best things about where I live and the area I'm so proud to represent is our wonderful communities. And under the boundary changes, we've taken on Cobham and Downside and Oxshott and Stoke Dagenham, also parts of the Runnymede and Weybridge area, which have fantastic local communities. And if you'll indulge me, Mr Deputy Speaker, I want to talk about one of our community champions, Councillor True Sood, who very sadly at the moment is very poorly with cancer, who's undergoing treatment in hospital. And True is a councillor for St George's Hill. She is the embodiment of a local community champion. In her years since she was elected in 2018, she's achieved a huge amount, setting up Weybridge in Bloom, So Weybridge, that prepared PPE during the crisis, supporting Ukrainian refugees, raising funds for various charities. She is an amazing community champion. I just want to pay tribute to her and wish her well in her ongoing treatment. Now, in my concluding remarks, in the 2 minutes I've got left, I'd like to talk about the amendment which is laid in my name, Amendment G, to the motion on His Majesty's Most Gracious Speech, which, while sadly wasn't picked for a separate division this evening, nevertheless I see as the first stage in the battle against the government's awful policy to tax education. Now, like many people in Runnymede and Weybridge, where 1 in 5 children are educated in the independent sector, and indeed I'm sure many people across the UK, we as a family have also chosen independent education for our own children. So I declare a financial interest as part of this campaign. I've spoken to many independent schools in my patch, and they tell me that about 5-10% of kids are going to move back into the state sector as a result of this policy. And most parents who send their kids to independent schools aren't these sort of mega-rich magnets which are characterised by the government. They're people, as with all parents, who make difficult budgeting decisions in terms of how they want to spend their money. The policy to tax education, which we have never done before and never should, is only going to put more pressure on the state sector. It's going to put more disruption for the kids who are forced to move out, that the COVID generation of children, more disruption that they just do not need. And I sincerely hope that the government looks at the challenges and the problems with policy. They look at the fact that a large amount of children with special educational needs in independent education don't have EHCPs and are thus saving the government money. And they think again about this awful policy And I tell you what, I will hold you to account on this, as will many of my colleagues on this side of the bench.
Yay.